All right. Back with another one. Marco with LRK Logistics. Your channel to drop gems, tricks, and tips and strategies to level up your trucking business, whether you're a dispatcher or your own operator or you have a small fleet. Business is business. Understand that. So they have fundamental rules in business, and we're going to talk about one of them today. So today we're going to talk about sacrificing. And one of the things that a lot of people in business don't do, they do not sacrifice. They do not eliminate vices or things in their life that's literally holding them back from leveling up or to getting to where they need to be or where they want to be, right? They know that they have to do certain things or stop doing certain things to get to a certain point, and they just won't do it, right? So, quick story. For example, I remember, years back, I was going through a really hardship, right? And I had a truck. I had one truck at this time, and my motor went out in my truck. And for all your own operators out there, y'all know how that go. My engine went out in my truck, and I didn't have much cash at all. I had a couple grand or whatever, and it just wasn't enough to get back up and running, right? So I had to figure some things out. So the Father blessed me, talking about God. Father blessed me, and I figured out, I made some moves, made some plays, I done some things, and I got back up and running. But during that time, a lot of, my friends would call me, man, let's go out, right? Man, let's go do this. Let's go ride bikes. For all of you that don't know, I ride bikes. I'm a motorcycle rider. I drag race motorcycles, and I ride Harleys. I love bikes. I've been riding them since I was a kid, and I just love them, right? And I wouldn't do it, At that time, I was a single man. So women would call me, hey, let's go out. Let's go get some dinner. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And I'm like, man, look, I'm focused on doing me. I'm focusing on leveling up, right? And I would sit inside on the weekend when everybody was, going out and having fun and doing things. And I would study. I would read books. I would watch videos. At this time, this was when I was on Patrick Bet-David Valuetainment. Really hard, right? Really hard. Shout out to Pat. And I would just study him. And I would just, consume all his content. Like I said, this was years ago. And when he was really, putting out a lot of content geared to like an entrepreneur or whatever. Now he's more in a news space and stuff like that. But anyway, so I would study, and I would listen to Eric Thomas, and I would listen to Patrick Bet-David, and I would just consume this kind of. So I would study about credit, and I would study about, how to get contracts, and I would, learn about sales and how to follow up, because I've never done none of this stuff before. I was just a truck driver, right? And so I was like, man, there gotta be a better way than to just drive a truck and rely on like the spot market, and I gotta figure this thing out, right? Because this is, I would make some money, then I would stumble. I'd make some money, and I would stumble. So what did I start doing? All of this knowledge that I was consuming and I was getting, I started acting on it, right? But I had to sacrifice, right? When I was getting all the phone calls, I wouldn't go out. Let's go, let's do some hookah. Let's go have some drinks. I'm good. I'm at the house. You can come over here, right? We can do this. And it was like, nah, I'm good. I've had people say, man, all you want to do is read a book. I'm like, dang, wow, okay, cool. But all you want to do is watch their YouTube and do this and do that. Hey, man, look, that's what I do. All right. So for you, for y'all that don't know, I dropped out of school in 8th grade. So quote unquote, right? All I got is an 8th grade education per the school system. All right. But, so I didn't know nothing about sales. I didn't know nothing about how to even talk to people on the phone in the sales side of things with, in the professional world. Now, I knew sales, but that was a different type of sales, in the streets, right? Totally different. This is different. So what happened? I started implementing these things because I took time. I done the studying, I done the research. I stayed inside when everybody was partying. I stayed home when everybody was going on vacations. I wasn't listening to music. I was listening to audiobooks. When everybody was doing other things, I was at the gym. When everybody was looking at what was on Instagram, I was studying on YouTube. When everybody know what's going on in all of the rappers and all that life, I was studying Patrick Bet-David and people like him. When everybody was listening to the music, the new album that dropped, the new Lil Wayne, the new Gucci, whatever, whoever it is, whoever your favorite artist is, whatever, I was listening to audiobooks. You get what I'm saying? When everybody's watching TV, I was reading books. So guess what happened? I started learning these things. And I came into contact. This was years ago. This was before the pandemic. I got on with some Amazon stuff. Right? And within 6 months, maybe 8 months tops, I went from having a broke truck to having, I believe it was 3 or 4 trucks. I can't remember. I'm trying to think about it. And me and my brother was working together at the time on that, right? Went to having 4 trucks and doing Amazon work, right? Had a contract with Amazon, okay? And it was through XPO at the time, right? And that came from following up, making phone calls. And I started the contract myself. I would go sit out there, even on days when they didn't even have loads. I would go sit out there, wouldn't pull a load. I would walk inside of the place and I would make connections with the people in shipping and receiving and say, hey man, look, you need a truck, call me. Here go my direct number, blase. I didn't go around the broker, but I would always talk with them. So I built a network. So you know what started happening? They would call me. But watch this. I started that and it was really on the weekend when a lot of people didn't want to do that. And I sacrificed because I wasn't ripping and running doing spot market free. You know what I did? I stayed there. I said, man, I know they got a lot of money in this. I know this is gonna be good for me. So I sacrificed, right? I didn't look at, making the quick money. So I sacrificed making a lot of money ripping and running over the road. I also sacrificed my weekends. I sacrificed, going out, going to the club, going on, dinner dates with women or whatever it was at that time, riding my motorcycles, traveling or going racing or whatever it was, right? I sacrificed all of that to get what I wanted to get. And you know what happened? Within 10 months, I went from a broke truck, driving a truck, to having my own office. I had about 9 employees. I had about 12 pieces of equipment, and I was making over $100,000 to $150,000 a month. No problem, right? So I just wanted to come to y'all today to tell y'all this. Whatever business you're in, if you're an independent dispatcher or you're on the owner operator side or carrier side, whichever side that you are on, be disciplined. Be disciplined in your walk. Be diligent. Do what you have to do. Make sure you're hanging around people that's in business. Stop getting in these groups and being around people that's not in business. They might be working a 9 to 5, and that's okay to have friends or whatever in that area or whatever like that. But at the same time, you got to understand there's certain advice probably at this certain time that you're in your walk right now that it can't really help you with, because that's not what they do. Maybe you can talk to them about family, some other stuff, but the business side of things, you got to get you some different people to be around. So that might be a sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice some time with them, right? You might have to sacrifice some weekends. You might have to sacrifice, some time on going on vacations. It is what it is, So just wanted to come at y'all with that. Eliminate to elevate. You have to eliminate some things to elevate. You cannot take everything with you. You cannot take everybody with you. You cannot take everything with you. You have to eliminate to elevate. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with this quick little video. I hope this helped y'all. I hope this, served with some value. If it did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as I will keep, making these videos. Remember, veteran and expert in trucking, newbie to YouTube. I just created, by the way, I just created a Facebook group for independent dispatchers in the open deck space. I'll leave the link below for that. Just starting it out. Come on in there and join me as I throw up some content in there. I'm gonna be going live. I'm gonna be, sharing tips and tricks and strategies on how to grow your business, start your business, how to elevate in your business, to make you some really, really big money. So with that, I'll leave y'all with that, and peace. See y'all in the next video.